Okay, so everyone, welcome back to Breslov Efrat here at Shira David Baruch Hashem. Chanukah Sameach, Freilich and Chanukah to everybody, and hope everyone's enjoying their Chanukah, and I hope everyone's benefiting by the light of the menorah and taking advantage of that light. It's unbelievable. Last night we had the third night, and Chazal tell us Chut HaMeshulish Loi b'mehera yinatek, right? The third string won't quickly break, because when you have a three, it's much stronger. That's why we have the triple string, right? Triple string, right? And we're learning all about the threes, right? The Mezumin 3, Birchas Kahanim is 3, the three avos that we have, the three nekudas that we have, the nekud of the tzaddik, the nekud of bein dain ledain, and when the person speaks by himself to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. All these ideas of three, Baruch Hashem. Third is also Yaakov Avinu, right? The midah of Tiferes, and that's what we're learning about now. We're learning about this midah of Tiferes. How HaKadosh Baruch Hu has so much delight every time a yid does a mitzvah, and Rab Nosson really wants us to understand that sometimes we get so carried away and we think, what's the big deal if I did this mitzvah or not? No. It may seem down here something that's insignificant. It may seem that way. But on high, it's very, very big. The same way when we light our candles, you're thinking to yourself, I don't know, I'm lighting these 3 little candles, what am I accomplishing? No, on high, there's a lot of light. It's very, very big. Again, the Yetzer Hara doesn't let us see that. He doesn't let us see that what we're doing has such a beautiful effect in all the worlds, right? That's his job. His job is to hide it from us. But Sasha, okay. But again, if we take it to heart and we learn the lesson that HaKadosh Baruch Hu takes his tferes, his spirus, his pride. He likes to, spirus also means to boast, right? So he likes to boast in Shemayim. Look at my creations. Look at this little yiddler here. Look what he's lighting candles. Why? Because the rabbis told him to do it. It's a beautiful thing. Okay, so now here, let's go. Now today we're going to learn, we're in Likutey Halachos, Hilchos Birchas Hamazon, of course, with Siyata D'Shmaya, Halacha Dalet, and we're up to Tes. And the Rebbe says today, V'zeh Bechinas Chanukah. This is an aspect, what we're learning, this idea of the aspirers, this idea that HaKadosh Baruch Hu takes such pride in what we are doing. This is an aspect of Chanukah. Come on, isn't that amazing? Come on, guys, here, look at that.
Right on Hanukkah.
Yeah. Ki adlokas ner Chanukah hu lahamshich ulegalois or aspirus hazois masha shevis baruch mispar tamid im ama Yisrael. See, the Chanukah is here now to draw some of this delight that Hashem has with us all the time. But sometimes when it's dark outside, or it's dark in the person's life, and he doesn't feel it. Right? There's sometimes we don't feel it, but the HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave us this beautiful mitzvah of Chanukah in order to draw this beauty that HaKadosh Baruch Hu constantly has via us doing mitzvahs all of the time. Now, yesterday we learned it's the same idea when it comes to Shabbos, right? So Shabbos we do all of our mitzvahs. All week long we do our mitzvahs, right? When it comes to Shabbos, Shabbos lifts up everything. Shabbos lifts up everything. We said Yom Tov, the same idea. When we have our Suda, during our Suda, the Suda helps lift up everything, right? So now we're learning here the Neiros Chanukah. The Neiros Chanukah also come along and they come to draw. Look what he said. Look at what Ki adlokas ner Chanukah hu lahamshich is to draw ulegalis and to reveal the oris paris hazois masha Hashem baruch mispar tamid im Yisrael im Ama Yisrael. Hashem is always taking pride. He's always enjoying what we're doing, but He's showing it to us now. We can draw it in our lives and we can experience it. via looking at the candles. Umisham mamshichin or agodol hazeh mimenu madlik umeir or haner shel Chanukah shehu presume nisa shemeyid umefarsein toikif hanisim shashem yisbarach oisei imanu b'chol dor vador. And the whole mitzvah of the Ner Chanukah we know is presume nisa, is to publicize the miracle. But not just the miracle of Chanukah, but all the miracles Hashem does for us all the time. All the miracles Hashem does for us all the time. Yesterday, I'll give you a miracle that happened. Okay, so yesterday my wife and her friend were at the Pinachama at Soma Dagush, right? Soma Dagush, right here, right? Okay, right? Okay. So they take care of the chayalim over there. They make them coffee, they give them soup, and whatever different things to show. They have their shift. So my wife's shift was this. Yesterday was a shift. During the shift, the chayalim had to run out. They took two. There were two terrorists, mamish right outside, and they arrested them right there. Who knows? Maybe they were going inside. Who knows? Who knows what? I don't know. I have a picture. I'll show you after. We have a picture of these two. They was right outside the Pinachah, right outside. We don't know. Hashem is doing miracles for us all the time. All the time. We have no idea. Right? You ride on the roads and you have no idea who's in what car. You have no idea anything. Right? HaKadosh Baruch Hu is mamish protecting us all the time. Tamid einei Hashem Elokecha ba mereishis hashana rachmas hashana. The more mitzvahs we do, the more Hashem looks at the world, looks at Eretz Yisrael. The more protection we get. That's why there's so much opposition for us to do mitzvahs in Eretz Yisrael. Right? There's so much opposition because that's our protection. The more mitzvahs we do, the more Hashem is looking in. Wow, he's doing a mitzvah. He's doing a mitzvah. The more Hashem looks at Eretz Yisrael, the more protection we get. That's the real protection.
So your wife was there, and the soldiers were there, and the two guys, whatever they were there. And
it was a lady and a man and a lady they round up arrested. And they blindfolded them. I'll show you the picture after. I'll show you the picture. The protocol is as soon as they arrest them, they blindfold them first. So that way they can't see what's going to make trouble. It's amazing. Einei Hashem Elokecha, the eyes, they blindfold them, right? They can't see. Right? All right, anyway. Shemeyed umefarsein toikif hanisim shashem yisbarach oisei imanu b'chol dor v'dor. Hashem does miracles for us in every generation. I mean, look at the miracles that Hashem did for us in the past few months with Iran, all those missiles they sent to us. I mean, look how he helps us all the time. It's amazing. B'chol zeh, machmas goydel avosai yesama Yisrael, because HaKadosh Baruch has such a great love for us. Why? Because again, we are following. Again, we said there's no king without people. Hashem is only the king because he has us. So the more of us that follow him, and the more following Hashem has, so to say, the bigger his following is, the greater his kingship is. Right? The greater his kingdom, and of course he has a love for us. Because Hashem sees, wow, you guys are trying. After all these years, it's thousands of years. You don't have your Beis HaMikdash, and you're still trying? We're still trying. You know, HaKadosh Baruch says, wow, that's amazing. But why is Hashem making us wait so long? You know why? He wants us all to come back. He wants us all to do tshuva. He doesn't want it to be like when we left Egypt. When we left Egypt, it says, V'chamushim olu miMitzrayim. Only 1/5 left. Right? Rashi has two pshatim. V'chamushim means also they were left armed. Okay, they left armed. They left armed when they left Egypt. They went out with swords and they had shields and whatever, spears, whatever they had. They went out armed. Okay, but the better shot, I believe, is V'chamushim olu miMitzrayim was only 1/5 went out. That means 4/5, 1/5 out of 5, right? So 4/5 passed away. That's only what?
It could be both. It's 1/5 left armed.
1/5 that was armed. Okay, fine. Okay. Yeah, that's right. One's not sliced to the other one. Right. Yeah. Okay. Emes. Okay. Sasha's saying that it could really be both. The 1/5 that went out, they were armed.
No.
Okay, fine, okay. Beautiful. No, that's okay. No, but again, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, this Golus is so long because He wants everyone to have the opportunity to come back. That we're going to see soon how Hashem enjoys so much. Amen. How HaKadosh Baruch Hu enjoys so much when someone else joins the fold. He likes new things. We're going to see in a minute. Here, okay, let's see. Here, okay. Ki Malchus Yovan HaRashah, because the kingdom of the Greeks, right? Antiochus the fourth, right? Omda al Yisrael lashkicham tayrosai ulavira malchuke ritzayna. Because what was their whole goal? To take away this aspirus, to take away this pride, this love that Hashem has for us. Why? He said you have to forget the Torah. Oh, the Torah is our connection. Kuchabrichu Araisa Yisrael Kulei Chad, right? The Rebbeinu Shalom, the Torah, and the Jewish people, we're one. We're one with the Torah, we're one with Hashem. So if He disconnects us from Torah, that's the three again, right? The three. Kuchabrichu Araisa Yisrael, that's the three. If you disconnect one of the three, so then the other two aren't strong anymore, right? You always have to have three. Because we said achut ha-mishulash loy b'mehera yinatek. It won't. It's not. When you have a three, it's very very strong.
The tripod stands more.
Oh, three feet. Yeah, 3 legs. Tripod. Okay, very good.
Not even 4. 3.
Key is.
3 is more steady than 4.
Is it? Yeah.
And 4 won't feel the
Yeah.
rock. Yeah. 3 can never rock.
Because there's. Oh yeah, wow! Look at that.
That's why tripod.
I mean, like that chair, right? Missing the thing, right? So we need a 3-legged chair that it won't rock no more. Okay.
Like this tripod here.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Ki his kanu bisparish Hashem Yisbarach mispare banu ayidei kiyum haTorah mitzvos. Because they say, wait a second. It's not, really that's what the whole anti-Semitism comes from. Think about it. Hashem asher bachar banu mikolo amim v'nosan lanu es tayrosai. So they're all saying, wait a second, you're special because you have the Torah. You're special because you have a connection with Hashem. So some of them say, well, we're just going to wipe you out. So therefore we wouldn't have to worry about that. So then we can also be special. Others say, well, you know what? No, we like you. It's no problem. We just want to make you like us. Right? We want to make you like us. This is what the Greeks did. The Greeks didn't want to kill us.
Yeah, they wanted,
Just become like us. Just be like us. Right? Just be like us. The original ones were Shem and Chamor came to Yaakov, come to just be with us. Come to marry with our families. We'll be one. We want to be together. That's what it's all about. V'rotzu levatel es haTorah chas v'sholem v'amu kisvu lachem ala keren hashor she'ein lachem chelik b'elokei Yisrael. Remember, you have to write on your horns, write on the horn of your ox, that you don't have any part with the God of Yisrael. In other words, we have no part with the God of Yisrael, because we said, Kucha Brichu, Araisa Yisrael, right? So if we take away Kucha Brichu, we take away Hashem, and we take away the Torah, Araisa, we take away the Torah, so it's just the Jews left. No problem. Then we can take them. Then we can what do you call it?
Round them up.
Assimilate them. We can become assimilated. We all can become assimilated. There we go. That's the word. Thank you. Shu heipich ispirus, which is the opposite of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, following when we recognize the love Hashem has for us, and we have a love for Hashem, and we have a love for His Torah, and we have a love for His mitzvahs, and we realize the more mitzvahs that we do, the more love Hashem has for us. Ma shanu mispirim by His Baruch Hu Elokeinu v'anachnu amai. We are so delighted that Hashem is our God and we are His nation. He chose us from all the other nations. And He gave us His Torah. And they're all trying to be mevatel. They try to nullify this connection that we have with Hashem. Now we're understanding what Hanukkah was all about. So what did the Chashmonayim say? What did they say? What did Matisyahu Kohen Gadol, what did he say with his sons? Yehuda, what did he say? No. Mi Hashem Elai. What was the famous thing he said? Mi Hashem Elai. Who is with Hashem with me? Who's going with me with Hashem? You understand? He wants to bring us that we do have a connection with Hashem. Again, these Greeks were in Eretz Yisrael for 180 years. The people were tired, were worn. Could you imagine? Just see that all the time? And there's the whole dreidel came about. Where did dreidel come about? Dreidel was something they used for a long time, right? You had a Rebbe trying to teach children, right? They were trying to learn Torah. They weren't allowed to learn Torah, but they learned Torah anyway, right? So what did they do? They had a watchman. They had one of the kids outside. They were learning. They took turns. He would wait outside to see if there was a Greek soldier that was walking by. If they saw a Greek soldier coming by, he would motion to them, put away your Gemara, put away your Svarim, take out your dreidel. With the little chalk with coins, right? They take out the dreidel, and we're gambling. Oh, the Greeks like gambling. That was part of their thing. Well, we're gambling. No, really, they like that. Right? Okay. So they wanted to disconnect us from Hashem and Hashem's connection to us. Because they're both interdependent. We can't love Hashem without Him loving us, and He's not going to love us if we don't love Him. They're interdependent. Because the two of them are really one. Because according to how much effort we put into our mitzvahs, and how much love and ahava and how much simcha we put into our mitzvahs, the more we put into the mitzvah, so HaKadosh Baruch Hashem said, well, you have a joy with this, so Hashem is happy with us. In other words, it's a mirror relationship. Hashem is good to us, we're good to Him. We're good to Him, He wants to be good to us. It's one in one, they're interdependent. Es Hashem hamarta v'Hashem hamricha hayoim. It's Hashem that said, He's the Hashem saying today again, it's today. Again, it's the things go up on high, and again l'shem tiferes. It's all about the same idea. Just remember, guys, this is the idea. The more we put simcha into what we're doing, and we feel the love. The same way when we eat our bread. This is in Hilchos Berachos Hamazon. When you realize, wow, Hashem, you were so kind. You gave me this bread. Hashem, you went through all this trouble, so to say, for the rain and the sun and the nutrients in the soil and all of the whole thing, the sins. It's all the things that happen to make this bread. It's a tremendous task, right? We learned 10 mitzvahs to make the bread. It's not simple. It's not simple at all. But you do all of the things, and now you have the bread, and you realize, wow, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you gave me this bread. So then, of course, Hashem says, wow, you appreciate me. Of course, Hashem wants to give you more. Right? That's how it works. The more mitzvahs we do, the more HaKadosh Baruch Hu appreciates us, and He gives us what we need. It's amazing. It's so beautiful. This is what Hanukkah is all about. Hanukkah is drawing the light. We're recognizing what's going on all the time, but we don't really always sense it. That's why they tell us, make sure you look at the candles. Don't just light them and walk away. Sit there and look at the candles. Why? You look at them and recognize how HaKadosh Baruch Hu is always He loves every little mitzvah we do. How precious it is to Him. Recognize that. When you looking at the candles, realize how all the goodness Hashem gives us all the time. And then feel that you want to do more good for Hashem. Feel that connection. Al-Kain. What?
Started doing the 11 candles outside.
Yeah.
It's cold outside. It's outside. It's
lights Chanukah inside without a bracha, and we have candles inside also. Okay. Okay, very good. Yeah, believe bracha, right? That's good. That's fine. Yeah, okay, that's good. You light your candles outside for Persumenisa. Yeah, very good. Okay, okay. And therefore, when the Malchus Beis HaChashmonai, when the Chashmonai, those few Kahanim that went out, V'nitzcham, and they were successful, they were victorious. V'nasa Nes, and this great miracle happened. V'neiros ha'menayra, v'kavu l'doiros lahadlik ner Chanukah. So they said, wait a second, it wasn't the first year. People have a misunderstanding. It was the second year. The first year they lit them in menorah, and then after the 8 days they realized, wait a second, they lasted all this time. They said, whoa, this was amazing. How did they last all this time? And then as Kislev came about again the next year, and they felt in the air, they felt this idea of this lahalel. They felt this idea to praise Hashem. They said, wow, this is something that's going to come back all the time. And that's when Hanukkah was established. Because the main light comes, where does this light come from? This Or HaGonas, this hidden light. Right? Gonas means Hashem didn't take away the light, He hid the light. It's called the Or HaGonas. He was Gones, He hid it, He put it away. But He shows it to us now on Hanukkah. But remember, when you're looking at it, this is going on all year long. It's not just on Hanukkah. Hanukkah is the time that Hashem is advertising that it's happening. But this is happening all the time. Every Shabbos, every Shachris that you daven, every Mincha Ma'ariv that you daven, every time you open up the Chumash, you're being Mavis Setra, Shtay Mikra V'Echata. Every time you're doing a mitzvah, you're learning a Mishnayos, you're learning a daf. Whatever you're doing. Hashem enjoys everything that we do because we're connecting to Him. He wants us to have a connection. He wants us to have bonding time. Yeah, they say that today, right? To have the bonding time. Bonding time. He wants us to bond with Him. Masei Matoivim. Okay. Shezer Ikar Ha'or. That's the main light. K'moshe Kosav Hayavdel Elokim Bein Ha'or Uvein HaChoshes. Hashem made a separation between the light and the darkness. Hey, what's the light? The light is the Torah. Torah is Or. Ner mitzvah, Torah Or. Ner mitzvah, the ner, the candle, the lamp. The lamp is the Torah, and the what do you call it? Is the mitzvah. The Torah is the Or, the light. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu made a separation between the light and the darkness. Or elu maseyim shel tzadikim. Or what is the light? The good things that the tzaddikim do. That's good. That's the light. You could see the light. The Chazal say that the light was hidden in the Torah. Right? The light is hidden into the Torah. The light is hidden into mitzvahs. So every time you do a mitzvah with joy, you feel something. What are you feeling? You're feeling that light. The Or HaGonas. Right? Or tzadikim yismach. The light of the tzadikim is joy. Va'al kei nase hisparis hazois or einayim k'may shemavay b'Torah hazois shehisparu hazois nase bechinas tefillin moichen. And this is Paris again, Tferes, right? When you make the bracha in the morning, when you're making Birchas HaShachar, right? You make two brachas. You make the bracha Gevura, right? The Gevura, that's the Tefillin Shel Yad. And you make the other bracha, Aiti Yisol B'Sifara. Tiferes, that's Tiferes. So you're supposed to touch the armed tefillin when you talk about the Gevura. And when you talk about the Tiferes, you touch the Tefillin Shel Rosh. Right? That's the Tefillin. Beheim Baikiyin Deinayin. Baikiya means it actually it opens up. How do you want to say Baikiya? It breaks, it opens, splits. How do you want to translate it, Shalom? Huh?
It's both opening and
How would you translate it?
Umisham, what?
I'm asking you, how would you translate it?
Umisham nimshach orei nayim.
Translation.
Shehu al yedei zeh nase kedushas Eretz Yisrael. The mayach is connected to the eyes, right? Opens up the eye. The mind hasn't worked. The mind doesn't see anything. The mind is connected to the eyes, right? And the mind wants to say, is it suspecting something's going on? So he says to the eyes, okay, go see what's going on, and then let me know.
It's literally exposed part of brain.
What's that?
Exposed part of brain.
Yeah. It's a tool of the brain. The ears are a tool of the brain. The nose is a tool of the brain, right? That's why they're all connected to the brain, right? So when you smell something, it obviously affects the mind, right? When you see something, it certainly affects the mind, and when you hear something,
eyes that actually like it's part of a brain that it's exposed. Like no.
yeah. Listen. The scientists today they're still trying to figure out. They're still trying to figure out the eye. They can't understand it. The eye is so complex. It's so complex. I mean, you go to the eye doctors, they have a retina specialist, a pupil specialist, a this specialist. They have specialists of not even just an eye doctor, but they have specialists of within the eye, little parts of the eye. It's fascinating. Right? A guy go to school for who knows how many years to discuss the retina of the eye. It's amazing. Right? Isn't it amazing? The way Hashem makes everything, it's so perfect. Umafli la'asais. Hashem does everything in the most wondrous way.
very simple. Came through evolution.
Evolution. There was a big fart, right, happening, and everything came out so perfect, so perfect.
What's the translation?
Or Nimshach me'or ha'esparos hazois, because the main light comes from this esparos. Shashem Yisbarach mispar b'Yisrael she'oz meir or gadol b'chola al ilamais. This makes a lot of light. When we do things down here, He lights up all the worlds. So again, you think you're down here, we're lighting these cute little candles here. What's it? How much light is it already? I mean, really, the cup, whatever they are. How much light? But you don't realize that light's connected up on high. And when you light this, you're lighting up tremendous big torches up on high. Big things. We're doing a little thing down here. But again, don't forget, we're connected with the Torah. We're connected to Hashem. We're connected to the other world. Kadosh, 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 right? The upper world, the lower world, and the connected, that it connects us. Right? She'oz meir or gadol b'choloi lamais v'nidlokin umeirin kol ha'neiros v'oiros elyonim. Wow, we light up all the lights up on high as well. The same way, do you remember when it came to Parshas Ba'aloischa, Saneiros, right? Ba'aloischa, right? So the parsha before that, that's what we're reading now. Parshas Nasa, right? We're reading now the special sacrifices, the presents that the Nesiim, the presidents, brought to the Beis Hamikdash, to the Mishkan, right? And when it came to Parshas Ba'aloischa, the Medrash says that Aharon, he felt hey, what happened? Shevet Levi didn't have. If you go through the Karbanis, Shevet Levi didn't have their president didn't have a sacrifice. So he said, "Why? What happened to us? How come we don't get to partake in this, in giving a present to the Mishkan as well?" So Hashem said to Aaron, "Well, don't worry, Aaron. You're going to light the menorah." Aaron said to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, "I'm going to light the menorah." Hashem, isn't it true that your light fills and surrounds all worlds? So what's my couple of candles going to do with the menorah? Right? That's how we connect. By the way, that's how we connect Parshas Miketz with Hanukkah. Right? Paroi had a dream, and he had 7 cows. 7 cows. Why 7 cows? Why was it 7? Because the menorah in the Beis Hamikdash, in the Mishkan, had 7 branches. 7 branches, right? And then the 7 fat cows were eaten up by the 7 small cows. That's the Rabim Miad Ma'atim, right? That was you had the big fat cows, right? And then you had these little scrawny cows. And the scrawny cows ate up the big cows, right? So that's what we say in the Alanisim, the Rabim Miad Ma'atim, right? The many, the multitude against the very few. Right? That's how you connect. By the way, that's how you connect Parshas Miketz. One idea. But anyway, back to Aaron HaKohen. So Aaron said, wait a second. What about I'm going to light the candles? What's that going to do? Your light, Hashem, is much greater than my light. Your light fills and surrounds all worlds. So what's my light going to do? And remember, Moshe Rabbeinu was so troubled. How am I going to make this menorah? Moshe Rabbeinu didn't know how to make the menorah. He knew how to make everything else. Moshe Rabbeinu had no problem making the Aron, right? The Holy Ark, the Kruvim, no problem. He had no problem making the Mizbeach, HaZohav. He had no problem with the Shulchan. The Shulchan was very intricate. Very, very intricate. All the Kruvim were everything was intricate, right? And how to make each of the Keroshim, they were beams, and they had to be a certain height, and they had to fit one to next to the other one, right? They had to be very precise. Everything was very precise, right? It was amazing that they were able to do that in the desert, right? To make such precision, right? So such precision just on the go. It's amazing, right? No, but anyway, Moshe Rabbeinu couldn't figure out how to make we learned this in Likutey Halachos, right? We learned this idea that Moshe Rabbeinu couldn't figure out how to make the menorah. Why? Because Moshe Rabbeinu couldn't figure out how is this light going to give light to Tavshin Pei Vav. This is the year that we're in now, in this year right now where we are today. How is it going to give light to those guys? These guys sitting in Efrat in Australia, and the guys over there in America, and the guys all over Europe and all over the world. How is this light that I'm going to make a menorah that's going to illuminate everything? He didn't know how to do that. Moshe Rabbeinu, yeah, you can make the menorah, but how am I going to make a menorah that's going to be able to light everything? So Hashem said to Aaron HaKohen, you light the menorah, and if you light the menorah, I'll use your light to illuminate my light. I'll use your little lights, because again, remember when you have a fire, right? You can have a big torch, right? A big torch. But to light the big torch, right? You only need a little match. You only need a little match to light a big bonfire, right? You don't need a big fire to light a fire. A spark.
They say that the fire is the only thing that the more it splits, the bigger it gets.
The more it gets. Right. So Hashem said, I'll use your light to illuminate my light. And that's what we're doing here. You understand? When we light the menorah, we are doing the same thing. We're illuminating light up on high. It seems insignificant. The same way when you light a match, it doesn't seem like it's that significant. Right? You lit a match. What's the big deal? Okay, you hold it. You have to use it real quick because it's going to go out. Right? Right? The same way the Hanukkah candles, you do them. They only have to last for 30 minutes. Right? You have to. But it doesn't matter. That light is going to be lighting up the light on high. That's going to illuminate the world. There'll be more light in the world. There's more light in all the worlds. It's amazing, these lessons that we're learning. I can't believe that we're learning this right here on Hanukkah. We didn't turn to the lesson. This is where we're up. Yeah. Okay. Is there as far as the colors on the mamshichin or ner Hanukkah? Is there or hakadosh? This holy light shall ner Hanukkah mitzvah lirois. It's a mitzvah for us to see them. It's a strange mitzvah. If you didn't have the opportunity to light a menorah, right? I'll give you an example. Let's say it was Erev Shabbos, right? Whenever something happened and they had an emergency and you couldn't light the menorah for whatever reason. Now you can't light the menorah at Shabbos. But if you see someone else's menorah, you could make the bracha. Shas Anisim, not the bracha Lahadlik Ner Chanukah. You can't make that bracha because you're not lighting the Ner Chanukah. But you can make the bracha Shas Anisim. When you see someone else's menorah.
Well,
K'may sho'imim ha'neiros halolu kodesh heim, ve'en lanu rishus l'shtamish b'hem, ela liroisam bilvad. The whole mitzvah is to see them. You can't use them. You can't use the oil for anything. What I do is, I don't know if you should know that. And if you have any leftover oil, I have a little bag, and I put the oil in there, and I put that together with my lulav, and it's in Erev Pesach. You burn that. It's a nice thing to do. You what?
I do that too.
You take the wicks. You have the leftover wicks, like we learned yesterday. We learned in Hilchos Chanukah, you can use the wick again. But if you want to be more muhuddah, using the wick each day. So take the other wick, it still has oil on it. So put it in the bag and make that for fire to burn away the Yetzer Hara. Right, Erev Pesach. Okay. Ki ikka hadlokas ner Chanukah lahamchich lemata or ha'asparas hazois kidei liskois lirois. The whole idea is to come again, to light up in this world, to realize how Hashem He enjoys us so much. Kidei liskois lirois or ha'asparas hazois, for us to merit this or ha'asparas. Kidei liskois al yedei zeh lahargish tam hamatuk v'hakodesh shel Eretz Yisrael, so we can feel the sweetness of Eretz Yisrael. How do you like that? Isn't it sweet to live here? It's so beautiful to live here, right? I wish all of our listeners could all come to Eretz Yisrael and come to live here, to experience how beautiful it is. You can't experience it unless you live here. Yes, you can come visit Eretz Yisrael, and it's great. And everyone should come visit Eretz Yisrael, of course. But you don't experience the beauty of Eretz unless you live here. Is it true, Reb Simcha?
Oh yeah. Sure.
Did you visit Eretz Yisrael many times before you made Aliyah?
Oh yeah, over a dozen times.
Over a dozen times. Did you ever feel the beauty like you feel now? It was not the same.
Yeah.
Well, how about you, Reb Mordechai?
yeah. I think that feeling grows more, actually.
No, when you used to come visit, you didn't feel the sweetness of Eretz Yisrael like you do when you live in Eretz Yisrael, right?
I felt it when I was leaving. I said, why am I leaving? It was like a pull. He said, I'm going to the airport.
Oh, you wanted to stay. You wanted to
Yeah.
stay. Amazing. Yeah, it's amazing. Kimavai batayra now shemi sheroya zoisa asparis as I gam bechol mokem shu mistakal nasa avi bechinas Eretz Yisrael. If you can sense this, then anywhere the person goes, wherever you travel, wherever you go to travel, once you experience this, you'll see Eretz Yisrael in everywhere you go. Because it says when Mashiach comes, Eretz Yisrael is going to be part of the whole world. You'll be Yerushalayim. There's an aspect of the whole world to be Yerushalayim. It's amazing. Yerushalayim is going to be the whole. I don't understand it, but we'll see. Mashiach will come. He'll show us. He'll show us.
Well, my son,
There won't be any more, West Jerusalem, East Jerusalem, all that shtuyot, mamash. Stupidity. Mamash, stupidity.
my son was involved in the Malay Film School where he met his wife.
He was in the what?
Malay Film School.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, every movie he sees, there's always something that you can pull out of it that's related to
Eretz Yisrael.
Eretz Yisrael.
Okay, with this Oyret Chuka Chadasha V'Cheshik Nirmatz L'Eretz Yisrael, and you come up with a new love, a new longing, a pining, to feel the beauty of Eretz Yisrael. The same way when two people love each other and they're away from each other, they feel that longing. You can mamish come to feel that longing of Eretz Yisrael. Wow. Ki b'Chanukah tzrichin lahamshich kedushas Eretz Yisrael. Because on Chanukah, you're drawing the aspect of Eretz Yisrael. Now, why is that? Chanukah is the only miracle that happened while we were in Israel. You know that, right? Chanukah happened while we were in Israel.
Yeah.
But people don't realize that. But the miracle happened here. We were living in Eretz Yisrael, but we didn't see the beauty in Eretz Yisrael. But when we saw this Pach Shemen, and we had this, we started to see the beauty in Eretz Yisrael again. V'litein pigam hamaraglim, l'sakin pigam hamaraglim, sheitziu diba ro'a al aretz. And we're trying to, on Chanukah, make the rectification for the Lashon Hara that the spies spoke about their land. Upagmu b'Eretz Yisrael. They made a pagam, they made a blemish in Eretz Yisrael. They said it's a land that buries its people, right? It's a land of giants. It's a land. Look at these big fruits, right? They came back with a grape. They said that they needed 2 men to carry a cluster of grapes. Could you imagine that? Can you imagine how big those grapes were? A little cluster of grapes. I think to carry a cluster of grapes, you needed 2 men. Hashem was showing, look at the bracha of Eretz Yisrael. You take 1 grape, it could feed your whole family. Can you imagine that? Think about it. You have a cluster that you need 2 men to carry. So you're talking about it's pretty heavy, right? It's pretty heavy. Mm-hmm. So that means 1 grape from the cluster you'll be able to feed your whole family with. Hashem is showing how beautifully, but they turned it and said bad. Ki mirachem yinahigim. Kifi asilachno shepoilim b'yom HaKippurim, and according to the way HaKadosh Baruch Hu forgives us on Yom Kippur, v'chein zeichen l'kedushas Chanukah, we get the kedusha Chanukah. And that's what we know, Chanukah is connected to Yom Kippur. How is that Zeis Chanukah, right? Zeis Chanukah is the final chasima. That's the chasima shebechasima shebechasima. The stamp of the stamp of the stamp. It's the final one. Ki Moshe Rabbeinu v'Shalom bikei slachna al chet hamaraglim. Because Moshe Rabbeinu asked Hashem, slachna, please forgive. What? The chet and the maraglim. That they spoke bad about Eretz Yisrael. Nimsa shebechanukah tzrichin l'sakin chet hamaraglim. So on Chanukah, we have to fix the chet and maraglim and speak a lot good about Eretz Yisrael. Speak about the beauty of Eretz Yisrael. Nimsa shebechanukah tzrichin l'sakin chet and maraglim shedibru al Eretz Yisrael. Al kein onu tzrichin achshav l'galei satam hakodesh shel Eretz Yisrael. We have to tell over the beauty of Eretz Yisrael now. That's our job. Everyone go tell over the beauty of everything that you have in Eretz Yisrael. And that's the Parsume Nisa that we make. Right? We light the candles, like Shalom said, he lights it outside. He wants to show the world, look, you see, this is the miracle Hashem does for us. That's how you get the Kedusha by anywhere you go. And that's why it's a mitzvah to light the menorah anywhere you go and make Psumei Nisa. And to see it. To see the miracle. As we said, that the avir of Eretz Yisrael, the air of Eretz Yisrael, makes someone wise. Chazal say that. Why does it make somebody wise? Because HaKadosh Baruch Hu is constantly purifying the airspace in Eretz Yisrael. By him looking at it. Okay, Shaydei are as far as Bechinas Meichin the Tefillin, the idea of the Tefillin. Okay, V'zeh Bechinas Shemen. Bechinas Shemen Shel Ner Chanukah, that's the oil that we use for the candles. Again, like we said, that really on Chanukah you can use any oil. Not like on Shabbos, right? Chanukah, any oil, anything that can light you can use. Try to use an oil that burns clean, so it doesn't give off a terrible an odor, right? But anything that'll burn, you can burn. Shu bechinas meichin the tefillin k'may shedosha b'seidus kohen l'vracha ki meichin hein bechinas shemen mishras kodesh. The idea of the mind is this idea of the shemen mishras kodesh. It runs down. Okay, the same idea that the mind is where the seed goes from the mind. It runs down. Right, the same way oil runs down. Also, things from the mind run down. The same idea. Okay, kayadua. Okay. And therefore you can have Kedusha of Eretz Yisrael anywhere around the world. People are looking at the menorah, right? Even over there in Bondi, Australia, right? They're looking at the menorah now. They're bringing Kedusha of Eretz Yisrael into that forsaken place. Vazai margishim tam Eretz Yisrael, and then you can feel the tam of Eretz Yisrael. They feel a connection to Eretz Yisrael. V'choizrin m'shtoikim be'Eretz Eretz Yisrael, and we come back. In the midst of Hashem, this is what the Nefesh B'Nefesh had publicized this, right? This is how you get people, Chanukah will get people to make Aliyah. That's their business, right? To break people to come back to Eretz Yisrael. This is how you fix the pegam and the raglan sheitziu dibara Eretz Yisrael by again putting parsume nisa. You light the menorah everywhere to show the kedusha of Eretz Yisrael wherever you go. That's why it's a holy oil wherever you go, because it's connected to the mind. The mind's connected to the tefillin sheberosh, right? The four sections of the mind, the four parshias in the tefillin. We learned all these things. Therefore, you have to look, see, and look at the Ner Chanukah. To see the beauty. How HaKadosh Baruch Hu loves every mitzvah that we do. See the beauty in the mitzvah. And everyone in Mitzvah Hashem will have this ishtaikikos, this pining, this longing to want to come to live in the Holy Land. Right? We all, none of us were born in Eretz Yisrael. We all came to Eretz Yisrael, Baruch Hashem. It's beautiful. Anyone can come to Eretz Yisrael and make it. It works. It really works. Everything here is way better than it is anywhere else in the world. Everything is better here. Everything. Right? Even our geography, right? We have mountains, we have beaches, we have Yam HaMelech. No one in the world has Yam HaMelech. They don't have that in America. They don't have that in Europe. They don't have that. Then you want to go to regular beaches, so you can go to Netanya, right? You go to Netanya, beautiful beaches, right? You can go down to Eilat. We have everything. You want to see deserts, you want to go, no problem. Anything you want to see, we have here. Everything's in Eretz Yisrael. It's a mini, what do you call it? Microcosm of the whole world is here in Eretz Yisrael. The highest place in the world, the lowest place in the world. It's interesting, right? Right? They say that the Yam HaMelech is the lowest place in the world. Right? Then you have the highest place in the world. How highest? Not physically, spiritually. Okay. I knew you were going to say that. Okay. Over there, Yistake Pegama Maraglim Shepogma Yisrael, and that's how you can make the rectification for the Maraglim that were pagim on Chanukah. Okay, tomorrow, Mitzvah Hashem, we're going to learn about the Karbanos and the Nesiim, right, that we're reading about on Chanukah. Isn't that amazing? All right, so anyway, now let's learn, what? Tomorrow we're going to learn, tomorrow at 10, we're going to learn 10 in Mitzvah Hashem. Okay? The next few days we have still lessons on Chanukah, while it's Chanukah. I think that's pretty cool. That's a pretty nice present Hashem gave us. What? We didn't have to figure out to make a lesson for Chanukah. It came to us. Maybe we were up to it. People don't understand that. It's just, wow. Yeah, it's not like Reb Nosson speaks about Chanukah all the time, right? He doesn't always talk about Chanukah, right?
Well, I guess he is, because we say Al Hanisim in Birkat HaMazon.
Right.
Is that how it fits in, partially?
Mm-hmm. Well, he's tying it in many different ways. That's a nice connection you made right there. Very good. Okay, we're learning now, Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. We're in Siman Kuf Lamed Tes, 139. We're in 139. Today, I think we're up to 6. Where are we up to, Shalom?
No, yesterday you would have just done 1. I wasn't here, but...
No, where are we up to? 6. We're up to 6. Okay. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Vav. Okay, so Kuf Lamed Tes, those that are following along inside 139, and today we're doing Vav, which is 6. Minav Pashet Demidaseinu Kimahadrin Mina Mahadrin. Okay, so we understand. Okay, again, in the Gemara in Shabbos, the Gemara says it's Ner Ish Ubeisai, right? The Gemara says Ner Ish Ubeisai. And the Gemara says you can be Mekayim the mitzvah of Chanukah with one candle. One candle, you can make the bracha, You can make the bracha Lahadlik Ner Shel Chanukah. You can make the bracha, and if you notice, it's Lahadlik Ner Chanukah, not Neirot Chanukah, right? Lahadlik Ner Chanukah, right? You can write one candle. One candle. What's the matter, David?
No, I didn't know we were doing Hanukkah. It's okay, about 39.6.
No problem, David.
I got it here.
I'm sorry, we do no with David because we finished Chav test, we finished 29,
Yeah.
and then I said instead of going to Hill, we're gonna go to Hilchos Lashon Hara after Chanukah. We'll go back to Hilchos Lashon Hara. That's what we're up to in Kids Shulchan Hara. Okay, so then we said, and then the next one Mahadran is each and every person in the house lights one candle. Mahadran mina Mahadran is that you do Maisif v'hoylech, right? The first night you light one, the second night two, the second night three. That's Mahadran mina Mahadran. Isn't it beautiful? And that's the minute that we all do. I think everyone does that today. I think everyone in all communities lights the same way, Mahadran minha Mahadran. I don't know if they realize that it's Mahadran minha Mahadran, but I think this is what everyone's doing. Okay? Shebal kol echad ve'echad mibnei be'abayis. That each and every person, this is the minig Ashkenaz again, that everyone in the house lights a menorah, balayla arisha, ner echad, the first night they light one candle, ubasheni shnei neiros, and the second night two, v'chein maisifin ad shebelel shmini madlik shmaina, until the 8th night you light 8 candles. Okay. V'tzrichen lizor sheyitein kol echad ve'echad neirosav b'mokei miyuchad. In other words, don't put the menorahs line them up right in a row. Don't put them all in a way that you can't determine that these are candles, that these are Neiros Chanukah. So if you can put one on one side of the table, put one over here, put one over there, scatter them, so that way you can determine that these are Ner Chanukah. Okay? Kedei sheyia haker kama neiros madlikin. Therefore, you'll be able to recognize what night of Hanukkah it is, where we are in the miracle of Hanukkah, and if you do it that way, everyone can always look at each Chanukkah, each menorah, and they can see where they're lighting. Okay. Okay, now doesn't really pertain to us because it used to be that you needed candles in order to light your house, right? So don't light the menorah, your Chanukiah, where you would normally light the candles. But again, that doesn't pertain to us today.
Today also, if you have like a table or a shelf, people often have for Shabbos candles.
Yeah.
They don't put the menorah in.
You shouldn't light it where you light your Shabbos candle.
Right.
Yeah, well, this way you light by the window, right? Okay, all right. But I think he's talking about more regular candle. He's talking about all right, whatever. Okay. It doesn't matter either way. I think he would say Neiros Shabbos. He just says general. If it was Shabbos candles, I think he would have said that all the makom she'atem madlikim et Neiros Shabbat. I mean, I think it's regular candles of Shalom. Okay, but either way, it doesn't matter. So that way you should recognize it. Now, here we go. Zayin. The main mitzvah is to light outside, samach l'reshus harab, that's close to the thoroughfare outside. Mishum presumei nisa, like we just learned. Right? The whole idea is to be presumei nisa, to publicize the miracle. V'kach hayu oisim bizman ha-mishnah v'ha-gemara, and that's the way they did it in the time of the Mishnah and the Gemara. Uvizman hazeh shanu dorim bein ha'umayis, but like he was writing, he wrote this in Germany, right? And now we're living amongst the goyim, right? Madlikim bebayis shehu dor boy. So light in your house where you live, right? Wherever you're living. Ve'im yesh lei chalon l'reshus harabim yadlikim sham. If you happen to live in a place where you have a window that faces the street. Right, if you have a window, he means to say if you have a window that faces the backyard that no one's going to see, that no one can see anyhow. So there's no mitzvah to light it in that window. You put it somewhere in the house that everyone can see it. It's going to say now, v'im lav malikin eitzel pesach, light it by your doorway. Mitzvah sheyanicheim b'tefach hasamach lepesach mismo. So put it close on the left side. Why? On the left side of the door. Why should you do that? Because the mezuzah is on the right side. So put it a tefach away from the door and light on the left side. Shetehei mezuzah miyamin v'ner Chanukah mismol v'nimsa shu misoyve b'mitzvahs. So now you're surrounded with mitzvahs. Right side you have the ner Chanukah, the mezuzah. The left side you have the Chanukah, and so on and so forth. Okay. V'yoyse toiv lanicham b'chalal hapesach. It's also good to put it into if you have a what do you call it? A kalal, like an empty space, right? But Pesach in the doorway, if you can like carve out something, then sit the menorah in there, so then that's good to do also. Okay? So let's do, we'll do Chestuk. Can we do one more? Can we do one more?
Sure.
One more? Okay. Mitzvah lanicham lemala mishloisha tvachim min akarka. It's a mitzvah to put it 3 tvachim. A tefach is a hand's breadth. Handbreadth. So 3 tvachim above the ground. That's the mitzvah to put it through. What? Low. Because again, why? Because we know that the Shekhinah is not below. Normally, is not below 10 tvachim, but you shouldn't put it lower than 3 tvachim. Okay. Lamata me'asara tvachim, but also put it lower than 10 tvachim. Between 3 and 10. So you have 7 tvachim. But what happens if you put it higher than 10? Yotza, like the Chabadniks, they put their big menorahs outside, right? They're very tall. They're much more than higher than 10. It's fine. It's fine as long as you can recognize it. It's a Chanuki. Okay, fine. But if you put it higher than 20 it's like the sukkah. Right, you can't have the sukkah so high, right? You have the sukkah so high, you don't recognize the shade. So if you make the menorah so high, you won't recognize that it's a menorah, right? Lo yatsa mishum the lamala me'esrim ama lo yisholta eina, because your eyes don't look so high up, right? You don't see so high. When you're just looking, you have to look up to it. But if you're just looking, you won't see 20 amas up high, unless you look up on high. But let's say you live on a higher floor, right? Let's say you live in Aliyah. Aliyah is actually the attic, right? Or in a building on a higher floor. You still can put it by the window, even though it's higher than 10 tvachim. Because you're naturally higher. Aval imachaloin lemala me'esrim ama me'karka rishus harabim eloi sholta be'ena me'haholchim rishus harabim azai toiv yoisel anicham eitzel apesel. Then put it by your door. Again, if people are not going to see it, so put it somewhere where you'll see it in your house. Place the menorah somewhere with the people in the house. You'll pursue Nisa with the people in the house. Okay, and there's an idea. There's an idea that, let's say if someone went away and they came home late, So should they if there's other people in the house, should they wake up the other person to look at the menorah with them? Should they do that? Some people say that they should. Why? Because it's pursue Nisa. Why? I understand. But no, because you're supposed to have someone else there, because if he's Mishum Pesumei Nisa, so you have somebody else that needs to have a Pesumei Nisa. That's the main thing is, so the miracle is publicized, and the Mitzvah Hashem will do tests tomorrow, okay? And everyone should have a wonderful day, and Chanukah Sameach, Hafelech, and Chanukah. Thank you for joining, everybody.